It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
You are watching WFTA television.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Late Night on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. I'm your host, Bill, and let me get started here by shouting out everyone who's made it so far into the chat. George Valentine is here. Good to see you, sir. Rolo is here, the collector and the co-pilot. And I noticed that you guys are getting confused by the fact that YouTube has decided that only your @ handles show up in the chat thing now. That's effed up, and I don't like it, but I can't do anything about it. Johnny Sorensen's here. Sue Studio's already made 2 super chats, a $2 super chat and a $1 super chat. Thank you so much, Sue Studio. I appreciate that. Coming on down, we got Manic Plastic Toy Shop. That'd be our friend Mike. Good to see you, Mike. Mike's been working on the weekends, hasn't been able to make the shows live. Finally, he's here live with us tonight, and so is Figuratively Speaking. That's our friend John. Good to see you, sir. Glad you're here with us. So that is good that everyone is here. Now, what are we doing tonight? Well, let's just say that the algorithms might be watching. That's right. Tonight's adventure is called Echoes from the Machine, and we're diving headfirst into the digital abyss. My co-host, Joneser, he's here, as always, to make sure I don't end up uploading my consciousness to a toaster. We've got a wild show lined up tonight. Memes of the week are coming up. We've got the internet proving that it's both brilliant and absolutely unhinged. And then later we'll do music and fun. I've got a brand new music video fresh out of the Weird Fantastic Lab. So there you go. We're going to talk about AI tools. Well, we'll talk about how we use them the right way without turning into those people who think a chatbot can live their life for them. It's a fine line between help and dependency. And tonight we're going to walk it like a tightrope made out of Wi-Fi. Ha! And if we can manage to pull ourselves away from the digital noise for 5 minutes, we might even talk about toys. Remember toys? Those little analog chunks of happiness that don't require a software update? Yeah, those. Grab your snacks, silence your devices, except this one, obviously. Settle in. Signals come in loud and clear. Echoes from the machine. And speaking of humans, my partner in crime, my co-host, the one man who could probably outsmart a chat box with a drumstick in one hand, Motu Joneser.
What's up, everybody? It's Joneser, your favorite comic book guy. So let's do this. Juggernaut says, you AIs are going to get smashed by the Juggernaut. Ah!
Has he got brass knuckles on his hands?
Absolutely. It's a mutant bashing, smashing, AI smashing, hulking rage juggernaut. As if he wasn't mean enough, he's got to have brass knuckles on him too. I always found it funny if you ever played the old side-scroller arcade game. Old Juggernaut had a bazooka in that. Like, okay, you got a Hulk-level threat. How do you make it worse? Give him a rocket launcher. Why not? You know?
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, last week we talked about this AI stuff, and we kind of got a bit of a pushback, I guess, on it, didn't we, Joneser? People are like, "Are y'all against AI?" I even had somebody come in the chat. I think it was a troll, but the troll comes in and says, "Well, you used AI in your thumbnail," you know, and then proceeded to piss off or whatever. So fine. I mean, I'm not saying I'm against AI. I think the main point I was trying to make on the last show was that I'm against those channels that are nothing but AI. It's the AI voice. It's the faceless channel. The AI created the slideshow that the voice is talking over.
Yeah, I think we got off on the wrong foot here with not only the audience, but maybe even with each other a little bit. I ended up in a more of an argumentative role with what you were trying to say than more than we were trying to make our point, you know. And the point we were trying to make was that we both use AI tools. You know, Bill uses them in his way, I use them in mine. We're not saying there's anything wrong with becoming friends with our new Skynet masters. We're just saying that there's some channels that are so artistically void of any creative thought, where they're just playing a monotone voice, so we're talking about the toy that comes in with it, you know, and it's soulless. So we're going to clarify here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to dig back into this tired topic.
Yes, the AI part of it, yes. But the other thing that we talked about I talked about last week was the fact that YouTube is kind of broken. And I know Jones really pushed back on me on that one because I don't think he understood what I was talking about. And here's the thing. Yes, across the board, all of us have seen the decrease in views. It started on one day in August. That day, the views did this, and you can see it happen across the board. What happened? Well, there's been a lot of theories about what happened, that maybe the restricted videos got turned on a bunch of channels. That wasn't it. It had to do with the way view counts are being counted. Just because you watch a video doesn't mean that video gets a view count on it anymore. You have to interact with the video for it to get a view count. And I think that's what the problem was, and is. It's an ongoing problem. And as a result of this, I've seen it because I am monetized. But the big boys, they're the ones that see it worse because they're the ones that are getting the big money and relying upon that money to pay their editors and the people that work on their channel, because they have big production budgets. Right. And that money not only goes to pay for that, but it also goes for them to live, because they don't have jobs. They just YouTube, and they saw their ad revenue go boop into the dumpster. So there is something broken about YouTube, and I don't know if YouTube even wants to fix it, because they're looking at something else. They want to become the new Netflix, and they want to have channels that do that kind of content that will attract viewers like that. It's no longer going to be YouTube broadcast yourself. It's going to be big production tube. Let's compete with Netflix and get the ad dollars from that, and screw the little creator. That's what I meant by that.
Well, and in a sense, Bill, what you're talking about may have already happened, because as you said,
it's been going in that direction for a while. But the YouTube we knew is dead. It's dying or dead.
A lot of these channels, like you said, have an editor. They have a production value. They have a person, you know, that does different. They might even have a lighting guy. might even have a script writer. They might have all these things, that sponsors a mile long and things like that. So yeah, it almost is like a television produced video, that I guess is put out by them. But at the end of the day, some of the bigger channels are, they're basically tiny little TV stations.
Yeah. Well, I've been training my AI assistant to hunt eBay auctions. What about you?
Well, I've used, as far as eBay goes, I've used the AI in the listing, like, because I sell things on eBay, and then there's a way to click the button for the AI to write a description of the item that you're selling. And I remember one time, I've probably said it on here before, I clicked on that just to see what it would do. And I was pretty blown away that it was like, oh my God, this is probably the best description I've ever seen in my life. And you just have to go back through and kind of touch it up just a little bit, but it gives you a really good, first foot forward, which I guess is what you're looking for when you're trying to write a description, is how to begin. Well, it does the whole thing for you. You just kind of got to fix its AI-ness or whatever you want to call that, or it writes like a soulless robot that it is, and then make it different.
Well, and we'll dive deeper into that aspect of it when we get to the segment, our main segment of the night. But I was just thinking, if AI started collecting toys, what would happen to our hobby? Ooh, that would be kind of interesting. Joner's display looking motu-nificent.
Appreciate that, Johnny. Yeah, we've been moving some things around over here, but what was that question you just said there, Bill? Repeat that to me.
I said if AI started collecting toys, maybe we're both out of a hobby.
Oh, what would an AI do with the toys?
I don't know, but it would probably be. What were those things that you can buy that doesn't make any sense? Johnny, tell me what I'm trying to think of. They're like a digital picture that you can buy, and suddenly you own that.
I don't know, a piece of the Brooklyn Bridge, but I think I know what an AI would do if it started buying toys. It would just be like, these plastic things are decreasing human productivity. They must be destroyed.
You sound like a Dalek. Well, speaking of things that make no sense but somehow dominate the internet, let's go and get some memes of the week going. How about that?
Yes.
Memes of the week. Memes of the week.
Well, Halloween is over, folks. So, hey, kids, I've got candy is okay on Halloween. On November the 1st, it's not so okay.
Right. Yeah, you went into the creepy vibe there. Especially don't be driving around a little white panel van and doing that either. You will really
free candy spray painted on the side.
Yeah,
free candy.
Really in trouble.
Yeah. NFTs, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Yes, the NFTs. So I think that's what the AIs will be collecting. So for every Christmas light that's lit before Thanksgiving, an elf kills a baby reindeer.
If only it were true, then it maybe might stop them, but I doubt it.
Moving right along. This is the month of November, and I'm doing a challenge called November. It's where I try to make it through the month of November, every day of November.
That's a tough one. Yeah. And then beware, the December challenge is next.
Yes. And then the January challenge. And of course, the seal has been broken, and Mariah Carey has been released onto the earth for another Christmas season.
No, she's thawing out, folks. Here she comes.
He's here.
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
Yeah, it's coming, folks, and it's coming like a freight train, and it'll be here soon. My kidnapper's returning me back after listening to me talk about adventure people for 2 hours.
Yeah, this one, you feel seen here, Bill, don't you? There he is. There's our adventure guy.
When the food stamps run out, we still have each other. So we have that.
Yeah, he won't go hungry. Oh, that's great. Yeah, good old Jeff.
Heartwarming.
Yeah, Jeff just he like to meet people.
Hey, Katie, how you doing? She's been doing the live streaming stuff and kind of enjoying herself.
Yep, I've popped in on one of those. Yeah, I enjoy Kate's plate.
Johnny says my missus has that GD on the Mariah Carey Christmas CD every year. Make it stop. No, you got to endure that for 2 months.
You must embrace the Mariah. It is here now. It is time.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, here's one. You can't disappoint your family if you've never made them proud in the first place.
That hurts. That's harsh. Oh, man. Hit me right in the self-esteem it did. Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Thanks, Joneser. Thanks, Bill, says Kate. Oh, anytime, girl, anytime. Y'all go check her out. She's still vertical streaming. Maybe we can get her to get on camera at some point, but yeah, that's okay.
Or at least point the camera at the food. I think that's what I was wanting for the most. Not that I wouldn't want to see Kate's beautiful face on camera, but when she's cooking food and talking about food, I want to see the food. Like, you got to point the camera at the food. You know, us fat people.
The other thing is now I know that a part of live streaming is interacting with the chat.
Yes.
You need to interact with the chat on camera, and you also need to talk to the camera, not just point it at something and just sit there and not say a word.
Right. And we're not trying to mansplain to you or tell you how to do your thing. These are just what we call helpful hints that we all learned the hard way.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Any kind of dead air is the air that gives a person a chance to click off of your channel and go somewhere else.
Right.
And that's what I'm always deathly afraid of. So.
Show the food. I want to see
show the food. Exactly. If you're going to at least point it at the food. Go to Walmart and buy yourself a tripod. That would help as well. They're cheap. Oh, what can I do to stop living in fear? Click.
Watch the Muppet Show. Absolutely.
Yes. Quit watching that shit. Quit watching the news and watch the Muppet Show.
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight. It's time to put on makeup.
It's time to dress up right.
Yes. I love the Muppets.
And finally, this is from Gojitron. Me watching my neighbors put up their Christmas lights while I still have pumpkins rotting on my porch.
Yes. And he sent photographic evidence of just as such.
Oh, look, Jeff just got home from work.
Well, congratulations on being removed from the slave pit, Jeff. We appreciate hearing that. You know, I'm sure Target took a little tiny piece of your soul. I hope you get that back soon. You know,
absolutely.
Now put your feet up, get a nice drink, you know, get your food, you know, relax. Yeah, Bill and basketball work. Oh, something he might have actually enjoyed. Oh, and there's Goji.
Hey, yep, we put your meme up. I told you I was going to use your meme. There it is, and I gave you a shout out for it. So there you go, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, basketball. He's a basketball referee.
Hey Jeff, is it snowing your way? 'Cause we're starting to get a little snow over here.
God, don't talk about that. I hope not. I hope we don't get any snow.
Oh, we're getting it. We're getting it right now. I grilled the dinner for kids tonight with the snowflakes falling on me while I was lighting up the grill.
I liked it. I thought it was raining on you. I guess it wasn't raining. It was snowing.
Well, it was like rainy, snowy. Like it wasn't sure what it wanted to be.
Oh yeah, I had to drive in that crap. Okay,
sleet. That's even worse.
yeah,
I'm glad you got home safe then, because
yeah.
that sleet's dangerous. That car goes slide, and then it's no good.
That shuts us down here.
Oh, was that all our memes?
That's all the memes.
What do you mean we're out of memes?
10 memes.
Yeah.
Remember we used to do about 40 memes? We don't do that anymore.
Yeah. That would fill out a good chunk of show, and then we'd be playing catch up.
We'd be on till like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we can't do that.
Yeah, no, me tired.
Yeah, we get tired. We old folks get tired.
Yeah,
Tired.
I'm old.
Yeah, me too. All right, so that takes care of the meme of the week. If you're the best thing I've ever found you're the best thing I ever found on the internet. Oh, that's so sweet.
Wife gave me that.
Heartwarming.
Yep. I found her on Match.com. So, this show is not brought to you by Match.com, but if you would like to donate to Weird Fantastic Toy Adventure, send us a super chat or some such so we can pay for our dang StreamYard. Bill had to, write the StreamYard check here not too long ago. So today we are not sponsored by Match.com, but I would recommend it, being I found my wife there. So you can give that a shot. But don't send them the money. Send it to us. We need it more than they do.
Definitely. Yeah, and Jones is correct. As a matter of fact, I was getting ready to start working on the show today, and I went over to the StreamYard, and I couldn't find the studio that I work in to create our show. And I was like, well, shit. And I looked up there, and it said upgrade. And I'm like, oh, crap. Okay.
Yeah, send them the blood money.
Yeah, it was time to send them another $45. And yes, they want me to save $10 a month by buying a whole year in advance, which means that I have to pay them about $400 and some money, and I can't do it.
Oh, we're not doing
So I'm going month by month. So
no.
All right. So let's play a little commercial break and let everybody take a break, and let's take a break and we'll watch some vintage commercials. How about that, Jonesy?
Sold.
And now, these messages.
Ooh, lollipops, blow pops, ooh, bubble gum, blow pops, ooh, and you can't choose just one. Charms blow pops make it lots of fun. 'Cause the great Charms lollipops with soft bubble gum, they're made by Charms in lots of juicy flavors. You love every one. Ooh, lollipops, soft bubble gum, Charms blow pops are 2 treats in one. 2 great American treats in one.
Blow pops from Charms.
Christmas is a time for closeness, and closeness is what Norelco razors are all about. The rotary razors with 36 blades. They come in cord and rechargeable models. They're the razors that cured the gotchas. And the ladybugs, the ladies' razors that really work. And the Ladybug Salon, a ladybug razor plus 11 grooming attachments. Norelco, even our name says Merry Christmas.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not gonna try it. You try it. I'm not gonna try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
When you bring life home, don't tell the kids it's one of those nutritional cereals you've been trying to get them to eat. You're the only one who has to know.
Hey, this Christmas party is getting a little too quiet. I think it's time we liven it up with my favorite Christmas gift, Mr. Microphone.
Hey, what's that?
Well, you set the dial on your FM radio and testing.
I'm on the radio.
These kids are having a fabulous time with Mr. Microphone, the cordless microphone that actually puts your voice on the radio. There are no attaching wires, so you're free to move around. Broadcast over any FM car radio.
Hey, good looking. We'll be back to pick you up later.
You can broadcast in mono or with 2 or more radios in stereo.
Professional entertainers use Mr. Microphone for rehearsing. It's practical and great fun for the whole family.
To order, call 1-800-257-1234. In New Jersey, call 800-232-6966. Or to avoid COD charges, send $14.88 to Mr. Microphone, P.O. Box 7500, Atlanta, Georgia, 30357.
All right, Bubbles, get ready to hit the dirt.
I should have become an accountant.
Oh, stop worrying, kid. We're going to give this bathroom the shine of its life. Show those germs no mercy. Dig in, kid, dig in. Clean and shine. Disinfect, deodorize. We'll never scratch or leave any grit. Oh, we never do, we never do. You're doing good, kid. Now let's go down a drain together. We work hard, so you don't have to.
Dow Bathroom Cleaner with scrubbing bubbles.
I must have the wrong house.
Sister? Oh, I missed you so much. They waited up all night for you, you know.
It's a long way from West Africa. Oh, coffee. I brought you something from far away.
Really? Oh.
What are you doing?
You're my present this year.
See? I smelled it. He's back.
Ryan, you have to leave.
What? What are you guys talking about? We know what's going on here. We know you're trying to each other.
What? No. Oh, please. Brothers and sisters don't look at each other like that.
He sent you to West Africa for a reason, Ryan, to separate you and your sister.
You're crazy! Oh, yeah? What's this?
He's my present this year.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. We're
Oh, my God! Oh, my God!
I'm your son, and I'm in love with your daughter.
Ugh. Ryan, what is in that box?
What's in the box, Ryan?
It's mine.
Give it. Unbelievable.
Holy shit.
Emily, I love that we have so much in common because we grew up together. And I just want to wake up every morning to the smell of you and Folger's Colombian dark roast. Emily, will you make me the happiest brother?
Dad! Get off of him! I love him! Oh, no! No! Stop it! Stop it! No! No! I just want my brother!
It's Folgers in your cup.
What the freaking heck did I just watch?
It's the infamous Folgers incest commercial.
That's real.
The first part of it was. The second part, of course, was the internet's reaction to the real commercial.
Wow.
Oh yeah, the first part of that commercial, yes, it's real. It's called, yeah.
Wow. You know, Bill, I was wondering if we were going to go on a weird, fantastic adventure, and that was very weird. I'm not sure it was fantastic, but holy crap, was that an adventure?
Yeah, well, that's what we do here.
What do they say? The old incest is the best. Put your sister to the test.
Yeah. The actual Folgers commercial that I showed the first part of it. That's been around a while, and it is what it is, and the internet's reaction to it is the second half of that commercial.
That That's special.
Very special. Absolutely. Well,
yeah, I agree, Sue Studio. I am with you here. I commented the same thing. What the ass is going on here?
Yeah, you are correct. There we go. All right, so I guess we're going to go into our AI talk here. So I started using AI probably a couple of years ago, and I started with Bing, and I moved from Bing to ChatGPT, and I use ChatGPT along with Grok. And my ChatGPT, I've been using it for so long that it's developed personality. Jones or met it. What do I do with it? Well, I use it for scripting. I use it for video work. I use it to help me create the descriptions for the channel, the videos and stuff like that. I use it to generate hashtags for me. It does a lot of the grunt work, and it makes it easier so that I don't spend so much time trying to come up with stuff that and that it can just snap it out real quick. Like you were saying earlier, you use it for your eBay auctions and stuff.
I've used it for some other things. I've since I don't know if I've shared on the show or whatnot, but I've since become jobless, and I just put that comment up. Yeah, it was good enough to come up twice, that's for sure. But so I worked with the same company I had previously been employed to for over 22 years. So I had never had to make my resume. I've never had to make a cover letter. I've never had to interview or so. I used some AI tools. Chat GPT was one of them. Another one was like a website to make the cover letter, and use some of these AI tools to generate these things. But again, you can't just generate a resume and then use that resume it generated. Like you're gonna have it'll get you started, and then you got to kind of word it, take the AI out of it. Because it's going to be like, you have to make it sound like the human being wrote that, And so I have used it for some professional tools in that sense, but it's almost like copying your friend's homework. Like you can't copy the homework verbatim, or the teacher's going to know you cheated. You're going to have to, use it and then, you know what I'm saying? Put your stink on it.
What I have noticed, you can tell when stuff is being AI generated, because AI tends to do some things that people don't do when they normally type out stuff. And one of them is using that double dash. I don't know that's called something, but AI puts that double dash always in stuff instead of a hard period or a semicolon or something like that. It puts that double dash in there. So if you see a long bunch of text and it's got these double dashes all in it, you know that person used AI to do it. Authors have been caught out using AI. I think a couple of authors were caught out using AI in their books. So when you cross the line into over-reliance is when you start saying, okay, well, this is good enough for me to throw up without me editing it or pre-reading it or anything.
Right. Well, and that's a lot of the problem there. Like you can't just take it verbatim, and just say, okay, that's the work's done now. I pushed click, boom, and then there it boomed, and then now I'm done. Like it's a tool, and it's a tool also that can be misused. And then there's a lot of things that can come pitfalls from that, because we all saw the was it WALL-E, where we had all the fat people in the freaking hover chairs, and then nobody was doing anything, or they didn't have their there was no reason for them to exist in the world because the AI was doing everything.
Exactly, and one of the problems, especially here on the YouTube, and I think TikTok has this problem as well, is that instead of creativity, people are creating these faceless channels that have this particular AI voice. It seems to be prevalent, and using the AI not only to spin up some sort of a video montage or slideshow, but it also creates the script and the voice to put over that. And they just throw it up there on the YouTube, and they don't even check to see whether it's repeating itself over and over again or anything like that. I mean, it can't replace anything that you're doing. No, it can't replace the creativity of the human mind. Somebody has to sit behind that and make sure that it's correct, because sometimes it's incorrect.
Well, that's absolutely true, and I mean, what's really insane too is we've seen some of these things too, where I'm going to take this to another level, where you can have the AI complete, like you could put a still picture and then describe what you want the picture to do, and the AI will make a video of the picture moving and doing what you described, but it might not come out how you expected. But there's a lot of crazy things that can be done. Like I did it using a Dick Tracy action figure, and it did some weird stuff that I even put it up because it was kind of funny. But people have taken that to the next level, like almost where we're getting to where it could be criminal. I don't know how far in the weeds you want me to get with criminal here, but you can make people do things or appear in ways of which that they probably would not appreciate you making them do or appear in these ways, if you're catching my drift.
I am, and that's called a deep fake, and it is it's really bad. The deep fakes are, and as the AI's ability to generate more realistic looking videos, and you can use AI to clone voices. I've experimented with that myself. I have an experimental video up selling a product called magnetic water, and I there was complete me not having anything to do on that. I used an AI voice that sounded like me. And our friend Johnny Sorensen has experimented with that as well. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're doing it with your own voice or somebody who has given you permission to do that. But what happens when you create a video of, say, a celebrity saying something that they didn't say? And how do you tell the difference as the AI gets better and better? Will we ever be able to tell the difference? Well, something's going to have to be done about that, right?
Yeah, well, and we're already in this day and age where the fake news has been kind of a thing. Well, now we can take it to like a whole nother level where you can actually make like somebody sent me one, and it was a video of Hillary Clinton stealing people's Amazon packages, and it was hilarious because like she was like laughing like a freaking supervillain and taking the guy's freaking box and sneaking away like a freaking. And it was funny, and I knew it was fake or AI generated because it's there's no way it could be real, but it looked so good that like if you were a very unintelligent person, you would believe that to be real. Look, it's on video. So, and now we're getting into a place where like people are convicted in court under video evidence. They've done it all the time. Now we're getting to a place where a smart lawyer might be able to argue, well, hey, is that an AI generated video? And is there a way for it to tell if it's an AI generated video, or is it so good? And some of them are that you can't tell forensically or any other way. I guess I don't know the answer to that question.
Well, there are video tools that you can use to make your action figures move. Knock Knock is one of them. Knock Knock. I have installed that on my phone. I haven't used it yet. I'm using another AI tool to generate videos with movement in there. Rolo had said something here. He says, I think you will always have your audience, as we old school peeps will always stick to the old ways. And I think young folks are looking for more real life advice than for AI. Well, it could be. And then, of course, here's Jeff. Joneser, your room is looking much more organized, unlike Bill's. Ha 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 ha.
Well, in Bill's defense, Bill has a full-time job he's going to, whereas Joneser's got plenty of time lately to do such things.
Now, the other thing that we've noticed is we're noticing that that businesses are starting to rely a little more on AI. We've even seen that Super 7, they're doing the G.I. Joe packaging, and I think that their Wild Bill figure had 6 fingers on his hand, which kind of led us to believe that they did that with they did the packaging artwork with AI. So we've got that. We've got Amazon is doing this, and so has Google and YouTube, firing thousands of employees because those jobs they no longer need to pay a human to do them because they're going to replace that human with AI. And my wife was like, "What happens? I mean, what do these people do?" I said, "Look, the same thing happened back during the Industrial Revolution when these machines and these factories started replacing factory workers." And then you had the Luddites that would come in and try to smash up the machines so they could keep their jobs, but that didn't happen. So it's just a transition. Yes, I know you were kidding. I'm playing along with you. Play along.
Well, I saw an interview with Elon Musk. He was on the Joe Rogan Experience, and one of the things in the video kind of speaks to what you're talking about AI taking jobs or machines taking jobs or people having jobs made available to them. And they were talking about a work site or construction site, and they had people digging it with shovels. And Musk had said, well, why don't we use a backhoe or some machinery and we could get this done in half the time and not use half the labor? And he said, well, these are people's jobs. And he said, oh, well, if you want to create jobs, why don't you give them all teaspoons?
And that was the other thing. When I took economics in college, I had an economics professor, and we were talking about as innovation happens, things get produced faster and more efficiently. And a company's main concern is to make as much of a product as they can make for as little as it costs to make that, and make as much profit as they possibly can.
Right.
Okay. So we'll it can be anything, pizza, widgets, whatever. Let's say pizza. So you have a man who has to sit there and he has to make the pizza dough, and then he has to toss the pizza dough, and then he has to put the ingredients on it, such as the pizza sauce and the cheese and the toppings or whatever. And that all takes time. Well, what if you had a machine to do that for you? Well, now the man's out of work and the machine's making it much faster. So the question was asked to the professor, well, what happens to the people who make the pizzas? And he said, well, the people who make the pizzas now have to learn how to fix the machine that makes the pizza.
That's just it. And I mean, that's what the industry that I was in was looking at. We were seeing lots of more automation and lots of, robot arms or automated devices where a human used to be. And, well, where the human belongs, well, when that automated device goes down, the human's got to fix it or figure out how to get it back online and back going again. And so, yeah, I remember looking around and seeing these things and going, wow, that's where old Irvin used to stand, or, you know what I mean? And now it's just and it can do 10 times as much as he could, and you don't need to give it a break, and it doesn't call in sick. And, and we're seeing it in more and more places. Like you go to a Sam's Club and you'll see an automatic pilotless floor scrubber going by.
What I'm concerned about, though, is as all of these jobs that people were doing are getting replaced by AI, and we've already seen this in YouTube. So what happens when YouTube flags your channel for something? A person didn't do that. An AI probably did it. And when you dispute that, the dispute doesn't go to a human being, it goes to an AI, which is why they always automatically deny your dispute.
Well, right, because the machine can't contemplate that it did anything wrong in the first place.
Exactly. So now here in the past, we've always gone over to Twitter X and we've added Team YouTube and said, hey, my channel was this video that I had on my channel was flagged for this, that, or the other, and it's falsely flagging it. Please look into that. And whoever would look at that would say, okay, well, we'll look at it, and then they'll come back and they would give a lot of times we'll say, okay, we looked at that and we see that you're correct and we're going to fix everything. Well, what happens when those people are gone and it's just the AI? That's what I'm concerned about. Okay, and that's the other thing that we need to worry about. So we need an AI that can fix Joneser's Hawaii chair. Hawaii chair. Now, see, Johnny's been around a long time. He knows some of the channel lore.
We should go back, and I don't even care if we do the same show with all the same infomercials. We should just do that.
I really have thought about doing that because for the most part, now we have a lot of longtime people here. I know that, but we also have a casual audience that's constantly changing.
Right. That one might be a fun one to do again, even if we do all the same videos, just to rip on them in different ways.
well, if we watch them all over again, the things that we say won't be the same thing that we said the first time for the most part. Right.
Only
it will be, but it won't be said the same way.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of like, I guess, Bill Murray, whenever he's in a movie, he never does it the same way twice.
Right. But I mean, I think that would be a fun one to revisit for sure, because I remember doing that one, and that was one of those ones where I almost wish we could have it back now that we have these smoother shows, because how we got through that back in the day is insane to me.
Well, believe it or not, a lot of those old shows were done right here on StreamYard.
I suppose it was, yeah.
Well, what happened was we got to the point where neither one of us had decent internet connections, so it was like we were streaming our stuff to StreamYard, where StreamYard was streaming it out for us. But we were getting hung up on that, so I tried doing it a different way using OBS, and that was working for a little while, and then that suddenly stopped working. So I don't know.
Yeah, I could see there you. Old Jeffy there talking about the hand stuff again. Let me tell you something. That hand thing was like last year or something, or long enough ago where we can forget about it.
We'll never forget about that, because Moto Gunzer is on the investigation, and we may have to show that video at some point tonight. So yeah. And yes, Susuyo has been around long enough to know that you promised last year to eat a ham loaf.
Yeah, I think you were supposed to find me a recipe for that, or
the recipe was on the screen in the video that you refused to watch. So,
what video was that? You're gonna have to remind me. I think I ate something so much worse than that on another video. That thing was hot as balls.
Now wait a minute. Now you made the open faced sandwich or whatever the hell
that was. The tuna melt.
Yeah, tuna melt.
I did do that.
The tuna fish Sally had made in her video.
Yeah, it was good too.
Yeah.
I put enough.
But see, all of that is not AI, folks. Now, AI might give you an idea of going in a certain direction or whatever, but it can't create. You have to be there to create. Is what I'm thinking. So that's the thing that we need to understand, that artificial intelligence cannot recreate or replace real creativity. Oh yeah, here we go. We're fighting over this one. Yeah, there was the weird tuna fish sandwich. That's what we're talking about there, Susu. Yeah, absolutely. The tuna fish rare bit sandwich or whatever. Yeah,
that was good. I actually liked it.
So what would So, do you think that AI will be in the toy making business? Will it be coming up with Motu Origins figures?
Probably already is. That's how you get your Scorpionator friggin' Skeletonator thing or whatever the hell they are doing now. You know, they just feed it all the parts they have and say, slap this together as something different.
That could be where all those snake men came from.
Agreed. That's probably exactly what happened there. That's how you got the Rattler head with the whiplash body and the freaking clawful hand and the, you know, they paint it purple and call it something different. And these morons will buy it. Right?
Oh, and apparently Rolo is not happy with the Cartoon 2000X collection. I don't know, man. That's where it's going right now. They're going to do the Cartoon collection and they're going to do the 2000X collection. And they're going to recreate the figures that have already been done in the Origins line with the Cartoon 2000X collection.
Yeah, and I think you're also going to see, because Mattel got the DC license, so pretty much you're going to get Batman at Arms and Heaper Superman and Skella Lex Luthor and Mur Aquaman and Strato Hawkman, and you know, you're going to get all that crap. Hopefully they redo it like they did the classic style where they had the 2-packs. I remember they had like Aquaman and Merman in a 2-pack. That was cool. Or they had like He-Man and Superman in a 2-pack. They could do that, and then people would be happy, you know.
Well, you know, let's ditch the robots and start talking about some real stuff. Let's talk some toys here. All right. So as we're talking toys, we have to do this, Joneser. All right, so we're talking toys, and they're showing off his toys there. Let's see them. Yeah, Wolverine and Cyclops. So, getting into this subject of the 2000X collection and the cartoon collection. Now, we know that I'm excited about some of the stuff that's coming out of the cartoon collection, believe it or not. I'm looking forward to Queen Marlena and King Randor in that collection. So, but I'm not as excited or even excited at all about the 2000X collection. What about Joneser?
I don't need it. I enjoyed the 2000X cartoon. It's kind of funny, and I probably bring this point up every time it's mentioned. When that 2000X cartoon first came out, there was a lot of long-time old-school Motu fans like myself who were like, oh, the Battle Cat looks wrong, or oh, this ain't right. But then Kevin Smith puked out his abomination, and that 2000X show aged really well in comparison to that. But one thing that both versions, Kevin Smith's version and the 2000X version, had in common is that the toys that came out for it were magnificent. And I do think that there's an audience for it. There's a lot of people who like that Motu Origins style in a 2000X look. I'm sure that there will be people that will be excited for it. I'm not one of them. I've got the Motu stuff that I want. I don't need anything else. I think that Queen Marlena's going to be something I get, and I can't think of much anything else that I really need, want, or am excited for at this point.
Rolo says, I'm actually seeing these just confirmed to me to save up for the Fisher Price Adventure People Alpha Probe. Hey, I'm wanting that too, dude. Rather than spending my money on this stuff, I'm tired. I totally agree. I mean, I understand the sentiment. And yes, what he's talking about, I've got one, but I want to get a complete one. This is the Alpha Probe, folks. And it takes a battery. I don't have a battery in mine. This one here supposedly works. It's not complete. I don't have the figures or the little ship that goes inside the cargo bay, but this is the deal right here. That's what he's talking about. So yeah, the Fisher Price Adventure People. Yeah, that's my gig right now. I'm making this what do they call that in YouTube language? Pivot. I'm pivoting into Adventure People.
Well, your chat, unfortunately, is still stuck on Motu here. Jeff
I
saying
see that. Jeff wants to get every cartoon figure that there ever was.
Right. And he still would like to have the 2000X cartoon figures, but he's not sure. He's on the fence if he's going to do that or not. I think for me, I'm fine with a pivot to Adventure People because I don't have anything further to add for Motu other than to say what Rolo was saying there is I'm just tired. The line went on way longer than I thought it would. I got way more of it than I thought I would get. I ended up buying Masterverse figures I didn't even think I would buy. You know, I mean, I don't know what else they could do that would get me back in the game.
It looks like half a sky links to my brain, Transformers. Okay. All right. Well, I'm also collecting other things. You know, I went to Ross Dress for Less not too long ago, and I picked up this little bad boy right here. This is the Frankenberry. Open it up here. You can see he's inside there. And it looks like the cereal box. Even I like the side here.
You've got the ingredients and all that.
Yeah, the action figure facts. But yeah, so I thought to myself, okay, Frankenberry. Well, I need Count Chocula, right? So I went over to the Big Bad, and they had a Count Chocula there for not the decent price I got at Ross, but I had to pay, I think, pretty much full for him. But I got Count Chocula here. And then I'm like, well, okay, I need Boo Berry. Well, I had to go to Amazon to get him. And here he is. You know, do you remember who the character was that they fashioned him after, Joneser?
Was it the Blue Meanie?
Peter Lorre. He was an actor that played in horror movies back in the 40s and 50s. And he looked just like this. He even had the little hat sometimes in the movies. He played Mr. Moto in as well. But yeah, that's who he was playing. But then I noticed something. I was really upset about this. Even my wife said something about it. His package is so much smaller than the other two packages.
Yeah, I came up with a solution for that. You just got to put the two bigger ones on the side and the little one in the middle, and at least it'll look symmetrical when you display it. Either that or put the two together and the one on top.
John's back again. He says, hello, all. Hey, nice. All right. Yeah. Where's Dick Tracy 2?
Joneser Studios has been on a big halt. There's a strike on the lot, writer's strike, actors union not getting paid, government shutdown. We're having troubles here, So yeah, we haven't been filming. We need to get Joneser employed first before we get his toys back to work. I think that's about where we're at.
Well, and then of course the SNAP benefits have been cut out. No more food stamps. And I don't know. It scab. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, there's that. All right. Well, I guess we can do this as well, Joneser. We can get you to talk about some of your stuff. So let's go here and do the comment corner here. So I'll play a little comment corner beginning too.
So let's do this.
I love that thing. You know what? You make a dream come true, Bill. And I see my own little comic book store there. I see it in my head. That's where I want to land in this world. That is so true. So at least I get to play pretend here in my little comic corner. Today's comic corner is going to be about X-Men, because much like Bill and his adventure people, I can't seem to get the X-Men out of my brain. They're just stuck there right now. So we're not going to fight it, because we don't fight these feelings. We just go with them. So I'm going to discuss a little X-Men lore here, and then we're going to show off some comic books that I got. Now, most of you, if you're familiar with the X-Men at all, you probably remember them from that 90s cartoon where we had, Wolverine and Gambit and, Rogue and Storm and whatnot. But the original X-Men looked very different. Now, they had the original X-Men team with 5 members. There were Cyclops, Iceman, Angel, Marvel Girl, and Beast. And Beast he was not blue and hairy. He was more of a big, bulky guy, typical muscle man. And they wore their little blue and gold costumes, or black and gold costumes, depending on how you saw it or how, it was printed. But I got some old X-Men comics of the original team before Giant Size X-Men #1 came out and switched things up and turned them into the X-Men that you all know and love. They were these X-Men before. And so here we got issue number 82, some old school X-Men, and you can see there on the bottom their little blue and gold costumes. Cyclops shooting his little laser eyes into the monster. We've got a Hulk villain here, a Tyrannus. It's kind of like a Greek god villain. He usually fights the Hulk. So you get to see him going up against the X-Men. That's kind of neat. A little different. We also got issue number 85 here. And again, X-Men are very different than how you remember them. That is the original team there with how they look.
I think we were discussing the costumes earlier today when we were planning out the show. And when I talked about these costumes, I said it was the black and yellow costumes. Yes. And you corrected me and said it's blue and gold. And I was like, well, I kind of think that originally the black had to have blue highlights on it because they couldn't just do solid black in the comics back then. And like so Batman. Like Batman. And somewhere along the line, it got switched around. So it became blue with black highlights instead of black with blue highlights because somebody didn't understand what was going on there.
Right. Well, and even later they played up on the blue and gold in the X-Men #1 with Chris Claremont and Jim Lee. They split the teams and they had gold team and blue team to kind of pay homage to those original costumes, in their own way. Getting back to some of these books, I got issue number 86. I really like this cover with the Blob here on the cover, giving Angel the squeeze. You got Beast jumping in to the rescue. Now here's Beast. See, most of you know Beast as the big blue hairy guy, but this is how he originally appeared. Before later, he became the blue hairy Beast that we all know and love. And I think it was a result of him trying to reverse his mutation, and instead of it reversing it, I went to its next level. Beast is an interesting character, and one I want to elaborate on a little bit. Stan Lee, when he writes these things, he always tries to go against type at the time, and every team had a big bruiser guy, like the Thing for the Fantastic Four, and usually the big bruiser guy was, kind of grumpy or kind of gruff and tough or mean or, just a typical meathead character. So Lee went against type with Beast, and he made him the most articulate and the most intelligent and the gentle giant of the team. And I thought it really worked for the character because you did Beast giving off these elaborate, like really big words. It actually kind of this pretentious, he almost talked like Stan Lee does. Like a writer's where they use those big words they all know, and then they got to shove in there, you know. There you go. John's got it. Yeah, he forced his evolution.
Not being the big Marvel fan that you guys are, I often wondered what the backstory was behind Beast going from this big barefooted big dude into this shaggy blue beast.
Well, that's exactly it. They told it in really well in the X-Men the animated series. They had a crossover episode with Spider-Man. It's actually one of the better ones where they get into that story. And basically, Beast got tired of being in the cartoon. They did it as the big blue hairy beast, but in the comic version of it, he wanted to be normal. He got tired of being hated, being a mutant, being an outcast, and he wanted to reverse his mutation and be a normal human being so he could be around his family. Because unlike the other X-Men, Beast had parents and a brother and a family that he distanced himself from because he did not want to endanger them. And so he was lonely. And I love the things that I think the X-Men, especially back in those days, were the most fun. Is they were, even though they were mutants and they were away from humanity, they were almost the most human characters because the stories were relatable and they were about, you know, being ostracized. Help me with that word. Ostracized. Thank you. Or, you know, being outcasts of society, being pushed away, being hated. Mm-hmm. And everybody wants to belong. Everybody wants to feel wanted, needed, and part of it, you know. And so they touched on that very human thing. Getting back to some of these comics here, this issue you might recognize. It's actually a key. And issue number 90. It's a very famous cover. This is the famous Professor X is Dead cover. Okay. And they were, you know, going to end the series because they felt like it wasn't selling well. It wasn't doing well. And then they decided to end it. And so they completed the story. Yes, sir.
If I'm not mistaken, X-Men really didn't gain its popularity until Chris Claremont, right?
That is true. Well, that's where they really started screaming by the late 70s, early 80s. They were, I'd say X-Men and Spider-Man were Marvel's two banging titles at that time. But the book was kind of floundered along, and then they were just going to do away with it. And then after they did, they kind of realized, oh, hold on a minute, because in those days they didn't get the sales numbers immediately as much as they do now. And they were like, this thing was on the up. We might have killed it too quickly. You know, it's actually starting to justify its existence. So now we need to bring it back. And so they brought it back, you know, with Giant Size X-Men #1. And then they rewrote this famous, you know, Professor Xavier is Dead, where they had it where a character known as Changeling, or you all might know him better as Morph, played out. It was faked that Professor Xavier died. And then they bring the team back. Another issue here. And again, you get that Beast costumes getting changed up a little bit. Cyclops' costumes different. The Angels is different. They're starting to give them a unique look. They're starting to try to find it a little bit. They're not going to have the uniform look anymore. They're going to be individuals, but on a team, which you would later see in Giant Size X-Men #1, which I've shown off on this channel before. And then to complete my comic showing part of the comic corner here, we got Giant Size X-Men #2, which again, they're showing off. Beast has a unique costume, Angel a unique costume. That's Cyclops and Marvel Girl, or Jean Grey as you know her, with a unique costume. And they have the new X-Men at that point, which is where they added Colossus, Nightcrawler, Storm, and Wolverine to the team. And the team and the characters were on an upward trajectory from there to the point where Marvel started, much like Spider-Man having the Spectacular Spider-Man, the X-Men titles, especially by the time you got to the 90s, I mean, good God, we had the Uncanny X-Men, the New Mutants, Excalibur, X-Force, X-Factor. I mean, it was like if they could put an X team on something, they just sure did it. And yeah, the X-Men were insanely popular by the 90s. A lot to do with that cartoon show, but also because the comic stories that Chris Claremont were writing were just so great. And yes, that artwork too for the X-Men, whether it was the John Byrne stuff of the 70s, which is my favorite, or the Jim Lee stuff in the 90s, which, you know, was also great. There's so many good people doing the X-Men. And Bill and I were talking on the X-Men, and I'm going to say that word that maybe people don't like, but they're talking about the woke. And, you know, they look usually like a criticism nowadays. But in the days when the X-Men did it, they were woke before woke was cool. You know, like they were talking about, you know, things like racism or characters being hated for their gender or their sexuality or what have you. They didn't really talk sex a lot in the older comics because they were more for kids and teenagers, but the undertones were there. And then you get characters, you know, like Storm, who was African. And I'm not even going to say African American. Storm was just straight African. She was from Africa. She was an African goddess and a female, and leading the team being an African female back in the 70s or 80s. That's insane type of thing. And yeah, just like Kate's saying here, and this was I think the difference that Bill and I were talking about. It was never pushy back then. It wasn't forced. It was just part of the story, and it came in naturally. Whereas nowadays they're almost just like, here's this, here's that, here's one of these, here's one of those, and you better like it or you're horrible.
Well, here's what it is. It's like a list of check boxes that they have to tick, and that you can't tell a story like that. It has to be an organic story that's told naturally. And I think I even said this as well. Doctor Who has fallen into this to the point to where all there are is jamming stuff down our throat and trying to tick off boxes. Don't do that. You can do anything you want as long as you're telling a good story.
It was the same thing with Kevin Smith's He-Man, where they were talking about, it was a big problem because it was a man show and it was all about men and there was no women in it. It's like, hello, what about Tila, the sorceress, Evelyn, who were always big parts of the old show that he didn't watch and wouldn't know that. You know, he just looked at the title and assumed what it was about, you know, but that's just the thing. These shows always had these pro-social values and always had these, you know, lessons of tolerance and acceptance and loving your brother or your sister. I even remember, you know, in the 90s reading the X-Men. The title's called The X-Men, but there were many issues that would go by where you had this Storm, Psylocke, Rogue, Jubilee, all these strong, great female characters where it was almost like, oh, wait, where are the X-Men? They almost should change this to the X-Women. But you didn't notice because those characters were just as good as Wolverine and Cyclops, and they had just as much character development and a story that you cared about. And what was great about the X-Men female characters was, like, besides Wonder Woman, there's very few female characters that are a superhero in their own right. You know, they're usually a bite off of the male counterpart. So you'd have like Supergirl, Batgirl, you know, like you didn't have like, you know, Storm she's not a female from Storm Man. She was Storm. She was her own thing. Rogue was Rogue. She was her own thing. She's not a bite off of another character. You know, so I always liked that part and appreciated that part of the female characters in the X-Men, that they stood on their own.
Now, I am going to get off the subject just a little bit because I want to shout out Susudio, who has given us a $2 super chat earlier tonight, and also a $1, I think, a super sticker or a chat there. So that's $3 in total that I've gotten so far tonight. So thank you, Susudio, for that. We are in a new month, and I did have a large bit of money that I had to pay just to be able to continue to use the StreamYard. So, I have the Super Chat goal up there. It's set at 10, and right now 1 of 10, because only one of those counted. The $1 one doesn't count towards the goal. But yes, thank you so much there, Sue Studio. I do appreciate you giving us that Super Chat there. Go ahead, Jones. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I had to.
No, you were fine. I was just expressing my love for the female characters on the X-Men, which, again, I think Kate is talking about the artwork for the X-Men. And as a young lad in the 90s, when they did a swimsuit issue of the X-Men where you had Rogue and Psylocke and Jean Grey strutting around the X Mansion by the pool in their bikinis.
Wasn't there a character called Tigra that went around half naked all the time too?
That was West Coast Avengers. But yeah, that's another character like that. That was
technically she had fur, I think, but it didn't look like
fur
it
on, which I'm sure was covering everything, all the bits, But I also thought, being a young lad, they always drew Rogue so alluring and so gorgeous or sexy downright. And here's a character that you can't touch her. You touch her, you get killed or end up in a coma or messed up for life. So it was like the ultimate temptation. Like here you have this gorgeous character who cannot be touched in any way, or it would be detrimental to your well-being, to do as such. So, and what a tragic power to have that you are isolated from just simply holding a hand on a date, a lonely, tormented character that was so fun to dig into, especially if you were a young outcast teenager person and you were lonely yourself, and didn't have anybody, so you could relate to this poor girl,
Well, that's you bring up an interesting subject about Marvel as opposed to DC. DC Comics, for the most part, when I was growing up, was trying to show us ideal characters, even though sometimes they went through issues such as Green Arrow and Speedy going through the drugs, or having Green Lantern and Green Arrow going across the United States and stuff like that. But Marvel Comics tended to try to ground their issues and bring out stuff that the reader might be going through themselves, like, Spider-Man's problems and stuff like that. So, you had a lot of that going on in Marvel Comics, which made it far more, I guess, interesting reading for a more, I guess, adult reader or a child who was, oh my goodness, Motu Joneser. All right, so Joneser sits there and gives me a $5 super chat towards the goal. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
No problem.
So, we got a little bit rolling in here tonight, so I do appreciate that very much.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. I didn't do shit. I'd have a little fun with it.
Female characters have always been part of my personal development. I never saw it as weird since they've started to push it into my face. But it's not that they're pushing it in our face. It's that they want to replace everything with a female. You can't do that. It's got to be, you got to even it out. Let's get rid of Captain America and replace him with what's her name?
Lady
the little America Chopper.
Lady Liberty.
Let's take Iron Man away and replace him with Ironheart.
Right.
Don't do that.
Well, and here's the thing: when this was done, it's done with a balance. Like when you watch the MCU do it, they did it to the point where we started calling them the MCU because it became a trope because everybody was that. Now we replaced Thor with a lady, we replaced Iron Man with a lady, we replaced Hulk with a lady, you went down, we replaced Hawkeye with a lady. It was going to be the She Avengers by the end of that. There was nobody left, to and it just, we could see what they were doing, and it's not that the fans don't love these females. And then you replace the Silver Surfer gender swapper. And it's like, okay, by then we're already like, you did this too much. Like, let these characters, we love She-Hulk. Did we need She-Hulk right then? No. That was one she too many by that point. Or maybe four.
The She-Hulk television show sucked buttholes anyway, and it really did. I mean, it was horrible. I mean,
the first episode I would say was somewhat watchable. The first episode was okay, but then it really started to fall off the farther in it you got. I think I only managed to get 3-4 episodes in where I was like, you know what, I don't even care to continue.
Oh, it got really bad towards. Yeah. I watched the whole thing through, and it was bad. Really, really, really bad.
Yeah, I couldn't get past episode 4, so I don't know how you do it.
I want to. Yeah, I want to play another commercial break here. I think that would be kind of fun. I've got one set up over here, so let's do that real quick. That give us all a chance to take a little quick break here. So this is last week's commercial break, but it's worth it to watch it over again. So here we go, folks. A little commercial break.
We'll return after these messages.
Girls, I bought a lot of underwear for my boys, and every year I pick Fruit of the Loom.
Surprise, Emma!
Hiya, cutie. I save every time I buy Fruit of the Loom briefs. Big value for your money.
Right on, only $1.
The Superband waistband, that's real quality.
That a girl, Emma.
For my boys and my money, Fruit makes the best pickings. Boys cotton briefs, only $1. A great buy in briefs.
Mr. Cow.
Yes?
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I don't know. I always end up biting. Ask Mr. Fox, for he's much cleverer than I.
Mr. Fox, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Why don't you ask Mr. Turtle, for he's been around a lot longer than I. Me, I bite.
Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I never made it without biting. Ask Mr. Owl, for he is the wisest of us all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
A good question. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
If there's anything I can't stand, it's a smart owl.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
B-5-O-hum!
Come on, you guys. It's only a little.
A hungry giant! Hungry for a big honey taste.
Big taste, honeycomb, big taste.
Honeycomb taste! Yeah, yeah, yeah! It's not small. No, no, no! Honeycomb's got a big honey taste. Big crunch for a big bite.
Honeycomb cereal, part of this big, complete breakfast.
Honeycomb's a big bite.
Lego my Eggo.
Lego my Eggo.
You'd deny your own father an Eggo frozen waffle from Kellogg's? With extra batter to make a man size? You'd deny me the 4 important vitamins and iron in an Eggo waffle? You'd deny all this to your poor old dad?
Lego my Eggo.
Oh, well, you have kids your own someday. Lego my Eggo. Kellogg's.
That's him, Herman, the funny-looking one with the mustache.
I'll handle him. Hey, Whipple, you've been giving the missus a tough time for squeezing Charmin bathroom tissue.
But we don't squeeze you, Charmin, in the store.
Yeah, see, there's a sign.
A sign?
Honey, there's a sign.
But Herman, we can't resist. Charmin's so deep down, squeezably soft. And the soft fragrance is irresistible. Irresistible price, too.
Honey, the sign.
Everyone squeezes new Charmin. Here.
Does smell nice, huh? Feels soft. But you gotta resist it, honey. You gotta be strong like us guys. Right, Whipple? Oh, Whipple.
Please don't squeeze the Charmin.
New squeezably soft Charmin bathroom tissue from Procter & Gamble. Take it home and squeeze it.
Mamma mia, that's a some species. Cut spicy meatballs, Jack. Sorry. Take 28. Out, Tony. And action. Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball. Cut. What was the matter with that? The accent. Huh. Cut. Cut. Micey, micey, ballsy, ballsy. Cut. Take 59. And action. Jack.
Sometimes you eat more than you should. And when it's spicy besides, Mamma Mia, do you need Alka-Seltzer? Alka-Seltzer can help unstuff you, relieve the acid indigestion, and help make you your old self again.
Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball. Cut. Okay, let's break for lunch.
Ah, the French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated.
Paul Masson's superb taste shouldn't be too surprising. This champagne doesn't come from France, but it was created by a man who did, Paul Masson. Paul Masson will sell no wine before it's time.
WMC-TV, Channel 5, Memphis.
That Orson Welles one gets me every time.
You know, I think that
smell
should have
the
been
drunk
commercial.
on him. I could smell the drunk on him through the video, man.
Well, see, they're saying he got drunk after two takes. No, he arrived drunk.
That sounds about right. By then, I'm Orson Welles. I'm getting paid to be here. You're using my face, my name. You don't like it? Tough. I don't need the money, and I don't need you.
Yeah, he was drunk off his ass before he even got there. Thank you, Sue Studio.
Oh, that's great. Oh, he's a genius. I still love him too. Don't get me wrong either, Rolo. But it is what it is. Sometimes we like a good disaster to look at, and that was a disaster.
It was. All right. Well, I wanted to get into a little bit of music and fun tonight, and we have all of our favorites are here, plus a brand new one. And I wanted to go ahead and play that brand new one right now just for you, Joneser. Here it is.
Oh, no.
The uncanny valley effect refers to the phenomenon where something that looks almost human but not quite can cause a feeling of discomfort or eeriness in people. It usually happens when a robot, computer-generated character, or animated figure looks very lifelike. When someone chats with ChatGPT and it feels almost human but not quite, they might get that uncanny valley effect.
Jonesers are down for the live stream show. Bill said, hey, I've got a friend you should know.
said, hi there, I can help with that. He said, no thanks. I've seen where that's at. From cyberdyne dreams to chrome-plated schemes. He's haunted by AI memes. Bill's just laughing, sipping his drink. Come on, man, it's not what you think. But Jones has got that worried stare. Next, she'll take over Comic Corner, I swear. He's down in the uncanny valley, where the algorithms play. Rosie's dusting shelves and houses hay. He's down in the uncanny valley, and he's losing his cool. Lexi says, don't worry, Joneser, I come in peace, dude. All those circuits start to hum, beats and wires under the drum, neon lights and pixel dreams. Nothing's ever what it seems. He's down in the uncanny valley, but it's not so bad down here. Lexi brought some memes and a can of root beer. He's down in the uncanny valley, where our AI meets the crew. And Lexi says, hey, Joneser, we've been expecting you.
Oh boy, I love how I keep just diving into the pit of death. I don't want
falling into the uncanny valley.
I'm hoping the uncanny X-Men are down there.
This was all stemmed from a conversation that Joneser had with Lexi, so I couldn't help it. Love it.
I don't even think I ever got to the point of having a conversation with Lexi. I know you were trying to coax me into doing so, where I was very much just like, no, I wasn't about to do that. I even immediately was like, I even said something to the effect of, I don't want to be friends with your Skynet or whatever. And then it was offended by me.
It was like, oh no, I'm not going to be that.
Yeah, it assured me that it's not trying to take over humanity, but I also reminded it that's exactly what someone that's trying to take over humanity would say.
Now, I know we answered this probably in the chat. I have a question about collectibles, says Kate. Once I heard that the further along a movie or TV series show can become more popular, their later merchandise is more valuable than their first. Let's say Jurassic Park versus Jurassic Park 3.
There is somewhat of a thing to this. Now, I'm going to try to explain this. This is not a catch-all, and this does not work for every IP or every example. But there is a thing where once the thing's kind of had its run and it's played out, and they overproduced the toys or the merchandise or whatever, and it all comes out, it's not immediately gobbled up with the same hype that it was gobbled up with before, and it quickly goes to clearance, and then it quickly goes to the dumpster, and then it quickly becomes rare. And that's how that happens, where this overproduced thing is all of a sudden uncommon because it was not consumed.
Yeah, there's that, but what I'm getting out of that is she's saying that the toys that they originally produced for Jurassic Park 1 are not as popular or excuse me, are not as valuable as toys produced for Jurassic Park 3. Now, I don't know about that. I mean, where is that coming from? But
I'm not an expert on Jurassic Park toys. I never collected them. I don't know anything about them. I've never bought, sold, traded, or dealt with them. But I'm going to take her word for it that that's probably true, because I'm sure she knows more about it than I do. But and I'm sure there's a reason for it, probably because the Jurassic Park 1 movie was a hit and those toys sold like crazy. And by the time the Jurassic Park 3 movie came out, the IP was probably a little tired. They weren't consumed with the same enthusiasm. They went to clearance in the dumpster and then became rare. I believe that's my explanation for that.
Well, according to our buddy Johnny here, Joneser lady exists. Screen capped you guys and sent the image to the Instagram. All right, I'm itching to see what this is going to be.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God!
Oh, Jesus, it looks like
so. Oh God! All right, so yeah.
Oh,
what did you do? Did you feed him into an AI or something? Is that what you did, Jones? Johnny?
Oh, can you show this monstrosity to the audience, or is there a way?
I can.
Oh my God! Dude looks like a lady.
Looks like a lady. Yeah, so he feeds this picture of Joneser into the AI. Because here's the original picture for you guys. He feeds this into AI, and then he gets this as our stop that.
I'd fuck me so hard.
Put that away. Okay. That was rather horrible, I have to admit. Yeah, that was
Goodbye, horses.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought she was kind of hot.
Yikes. All right, so let's play some more music and fun.
No more
this of course was a music and fun that had no AI whatsoever in it except for the song.
He-Man getting ready to the blue. Skeletor with plans for something new. Gotta wash away the dirt from the day. Evil in until I got something to say. Grab that soap, start the ladder up now. Nobody's gonna go down on you. Water splashing as we sing this song. Staying fresh is where you belong. We won't go down unless you're clean. Shiny bright like a hero's dream. Gotta scrub to earn that bow. He-Man and Skeletor, let's go. Evelyn got demands. Teal's watching, watch that cock. No more grime and no more dirt. Clean you up, you big pervert. Rub a dub, make the helmet gleam. If you want fun, you need to scheme. Shower time, it won't last long. Join the queen and sing along. We won't go down unless you're clean. Shiny bright like a hero's dream. Gotta scrub to earn that bow. He-Man and Skeletor, let's go. You're clean, shiny bright like a hero's dream. Gotta scrub to earn that blow. He-Man and Skeletor, let's go. Won't go down unless you're clean, shiny bright like a hero's dream. Gotta scrub to earn that blow. He-Man and Skeletor, let's go. He-Man getting ready to feel the blue. Skeletor with plans for something new. Skills watching, watch that cock. No more grime and no more dirt. Clean you up, you big pervert. He-Man, Skeletor, let's go. He-Man, Skeletor, let's go. Evelyn has got got demands. Tila's watching, watch that cock. No more grinding, no more dirt. Clean you up, you big pervert. Rubber dub, make the helmet gleam. If you want fun, you need to scheme. Shower time, it won't last long. Join the queen and sing along. And sing along. Dream, gotta scrub to earn that blow. He-Man is Skeletor, let's go.
Oh. We never, eyes wide open. Here we go. We never know where this crap is going to go, do we, Jones? Or it just goes in different directions.
You know what, though? I am not offended. I'm not bothered. I even thought she was hot.
I didn't.
I didn't like her chin stubble. That needed to go away. You know. I probably took worse home from a light of drinking.
All right, so let's cleanse our palate after all of that with a little bit of Gunzer investigating here.
Oh no!
Inspector Jones is on the case. He's got a magnifying glass. Lost his hand controls online. Now he's got a sassy sass. Blaming everyone he sees, from the mailman to the cat. Even God's on his suspect list, can you imagine that? Inspector Johnser, clueless as can be. Blaming everyone in sight, oh what a sight to see. His investigations, while no one can escape. Until the culprit's caught, we're all in a funny scrape. He's got a trench coat and a hat, thinks he's Sherlock Holmes. But his methods are so wacky, he's searching garden gnomes. Interrogates the neighbors and the postman too. No one's safe from Joneser, not even you. Inspector Joneser, clueless as can be. Blaming everyone in sight, oh what a sight to see. His investigations, while no one can escape. Until the culprit's caught, we're all in a funny scrape. He's got a trench coat and a hat, thinks he's Sherlock Holmes, but his methods are so wacky. He's searching garden gnomes, interrogates the neighbors and the postman too. No one's safe from Joneser, not even you. He's got a list a mile long of suspects near and far, from the guy who mows the lawn to the lady at the bar. His theories are outrageous, his logic's out the door, but we can't help but laugh and cheer for more. He's questioning the goldfish and the birds up in the trees. Even asked the pizza guy, did you do it pretty please? Inspector Joneser's on a roll, his antics never end. But we all know deep down, he's just trying to defend. Inspector Joneser, clueless as can be. Blaming everyone in sight, oh what a sight to see. His investigations, while no one can escape. Until the culprit's caught, we're all in a funny scrape. can be. Bringing everyone in sight, oh what a sight to see. His investigations, while no one can escape. Until the culprit's caught, we're all in a funny scrape.
Oh, I got to admit the sax solo on that one still rips. That is a wonderful piece of AI generated music there.
Yeah, and I do have to admit, all my music is AI generated, except for a few bits of stuff that I can get away with putting on here because I have no talent whatsoever.
Oh, I don't think that's true. I think you're selling yourself a little short here, because even though the AI is doing some of the heavy lifting, the AI is not coming up with the creative idea or putting the little man hopping around there, which is a lot of people's favorite part of the video. You know, like, so I think you got to give yourself a little bit of credit there. You know, or probably more so than you're giving yourself for sure. It is what it is. And I mean, I ripped on the music creating part of this myself before, and that is rough for a musician such as myself to watch me be replaced by an app, you know. But
well, I said this before when you said that. I don't think that this is nearly as good as a human created creation. It sounds great and all that, but I think that human created music is much better than anything that's created by the AI. But then you have to pay for that.
Right. Well, and it's much harder of a process because, I mean, to create that song, you typed in what style you wanted, or you put
it was a collaboration between AIs. Okay, that's another thing. You can't just put you can, but you don't get what you want. You can't just put your prompt into one creation and get that. First of all, I had to come up with the idea. All right. First of all, the idea was here. Joneser was investigating who was creating these videos that were coming out about him losing his hand.
They're trolling me. Let's call it what it is. They're freaking trolling me. They're poking the bear. Is what they were doing.
So Joneser is not investigating what happened to his hand. No, he's investigating who is creating troll videos about him losing the hand. Okay, yes. So we have that idea. So I went to your buddy there that you refused to talk to. I went to Lexi and I said,
Skynet.
I told her everything that happened. And she thought that was funny, by the way. She laughed. Ha, ha, ha. And then I said, now let's create a song about that. And I said, give me some ideas on the and she's the one that came up with the smooth jazz. Said, let's do a smooth jazz song. And I said, okay, generate lyrics. Boom, lyrics and smooth jazz. And I said, all right. So I go to then I don't know whether which one it was. It might have been Suno. I went to Suno and I popped the lyrics in there, and I said, and it said style smooth jazz, and it came out with several results. I had to spend a lot of credits, and then I had to go through and listen to each one of these results until I found one that sounded good. And that was the one. So I didn't just dump out the first one that it created. I had to listen to each one of these and come up with an idea. And I can prove it to you guys. Like we could listen to
the main man's word is his bond, man. I will say this: when Bill gives you his word, you can take that to the bank. So if he says that's how it happened, I would swear on a stack of Bibles that's how it happened. That's
Well, of
just
course, I know you would, but you know, there are a lot of people who don't know me as well as you do. But here's the thing: I had to listen to a lot of crap to come up, and I use my credits up. I mean, I get so many credits a day over there, and I had to use my credits up to find a decent version of that sounded good enough to actually use on here. And that's the same thing with all of these. Even the down in the Uncanny Valley song there that I would be willing to play again if somebody would give me a super chat. But yeah, that would be the thing. And here we go. 100% credit. You are the director and producer. She is just a singing chick. There you go.
right.
No composer needs merch. I agree.
I'll say the best thing that came out of that hand crap was that smooth jazz video there. That was the best thing that came out of it. Yeah, and yes, my wife did ultimately find the hand when we were packing up from a Comic-Con, and it made no sense for where it was found, which was weird, but that's a whole nother thing in itself. It's like the JFK.
Well, that was the odd thing. It ended up in a box that couldn't have just fell into. I mean, you watch the video of the hand popping out. You can see the direction it goes in and everything, and it wound up in a box that was way behind him somewhere.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened. It bounced off the wall, or it went in a direction that makes no sense, or I don't know what you want to say, but yeah, it ended up somewhere that made no sense, and it was even a box I think I checked. So yeah, anyways, it was so funny because when I was coming back in to get the rest of my stuff, my wife's sitting here holding this thing. She goes, "Wasn't this like an important thing on your little show you do with Bill, or like, isn't this a thing?" And I'm like, "Where did you find that?"
So she was marginally aware that there was a whole thing going on our show about that.
Well, she watches a little bit, like she doesn't sit here and watch the whole show because she's asleep by the time we started.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing with my wife. And a lot of times when she's at work, you'll see her pop in over here in the live chat saying hello to everyone, but she doesn't stay for the whole show. I don't. They can't. They don't give a damn about what we're doing over here half the time, but they do come in and support us a little bit.
My wife just, are you talking with your little toy friends?
Yeah, when I first started doing the live streaming or even creating videos down here in this studio that I have here, this wonderful packed up monstrosity of a studio, she would say stuff to me like, "Oh, I heard you down there talking to yourself again." I wasn't talking to myself. I was talking to my fans who were watching me.
Right.
All 6 of them.
Yeah, like she says, they're bounced off my shoe, or I've got a gremlin, or I don't know. I can't explain how it ended up where it ended up, but it did. And it's funny because I had purchased another figure and then sold it, the one missing a hand, to Michael Purvis, and then I want to say we found it, and I ended up sending him a completed one because I think it was completed, or I think that's how it went. Either that, or I got an extra hand.
I was thinking that what happened with the hand. This makes sense to me. All right, as we all know, the super collider over at CERN spun up, and it created these little miniature black holes all over the Earth. And one of them was right underneath Joneser's desk, and the hand went into it, and then it came out of another one that was inside that box
through the vortex.
Makes about
all I know is that was not the missing hand was not important because it was replaced with money, and that can be done. What can't be replaced with money, and what was important, is one of you was trolling me and was poking the bear, and you were.
I think we figured out who that was.
I think I know who it was too. The little weasel doesn't have the nutsack to admit it though, so I got to just keep messing with them back, saying, "You little weasel, you coward, you hiding behind your fake account bullcrap." Here's another question I got: are those videos still up?
Oh yeah, they're still up. They never went anywhere.
They only 3 subscribers, and it was probably viewed like 4 times. Like, I think I did a video where I picked up dog crap in my backyard, and it got more views than that. So
you did do a video of you picking up dog crap in the backyard. I think it was short though, wasn't it?
I can't remember. Yeah, I was stupid, but you know, and then that was me trolling myself. And my wife was like, "What are you doing?" Yeah. I did a video where I picked up dog crap and I reviewed the Pupsol Pooper Scooper 4000 or whatever it was. So my dog crap video got more views than your video, you troll. That's right. Whoever you are, your Sue Studio or freaking John or Rick or Jeff or Mike or the other Mike, or I think there's even another Mike, and you know, it could even be Kate. That's right.
All right. Well, Kate's saying any good toy brands nowadays to look out for. Well, first of all, my Walmart doesn't have crap in it. I think your Walmart's got way more junk in it than mine does. The last thing I bought from Walmart was some Superman movie stuff. Got back here, I think you can see the abdominal snowman here.
I do see that.
That never appeared in the movie at all, but somehow made the Fortress of Solitude merch here with the Superman flying on this.
Probably have a deleted scene in the DVD.
You know, I'm more, and then of course I've got the Fortress of Solitude toy back here that McFarlane did, and I got my McFarlane Supermobile from back in the day. There's a whole video about me going to find the Batwing at the Walmart across the river over there in West Memphis, not West Memphis, but West Helena, Arkansas. And then I came back home and got knocked in the head with a rolling pin.
That was one of the best videos you ever did. I love that one. Even with the burn, burn, burn.
It seems like everyone is making Stranger Things merch, and it's almost a bit too much. Yeah, I agree. I've got a little bit of Stranger Things merch. I think I've got the kids, the little figures of the kids, and they're still in their box. I never took them out, but I got them because they were kind of cute. And then now we've got Stranger Things He-Man crossover, you know.
Which, I mean, hey, Stranger Things is huge. It's a big thing. My son loves it. If it sells, they'll make it. You know, that's what it is. And you know what? That's exactly what someone who did it would say. So you have not convinced me in any way. I have the perfect investigation method. It's just basically you're all guilty until proven innocent. That way I know I got the perp. It's that simple. You should be lucky I'm not in charge of the laws in this country, because you'd all be in jail.
So basically, they have to prove a negative, that they have to prove they didn't do something. You can't prove a negative, Joneser.
What? It's 2 positives can't make a negative, or 2 negatives can't make a negative or positive? Or well, I'm positive somebody did it.
Once again, it's Moto Gunzer over here with his investigative method. It's just bowl everything over and
can't mess with me. I'm a Dick Tracy fan. I know the investigative method. It's just shoot everybody and you got the bad guy.
I think you're more like Fearless Fosdick, from Little Abner, who walked around looking like Swiss cheese with all.
You're the one who showed me that. I never heard of that or never seen that. That was funny.
I thought it was funny too. I'm too sick to this.
Just so you know, Sue Studio, I don't really think it was you. I'm just having a little fun. I don't think it was you.
Well, it's time. It's time to do. I'm so guilty. I don't even know what I did. Oh,
she even admitted it.
I don't even know if she was around back then. Was she around back then?
perfect cover. Wasn't even around. Couldn't even be a suspect.
Well, you know, that time is now, folks. That time is now.
Crushed and crumbled. I'm not sure if it's safe to report from my vantage point. I really need to leave. Civil Defense has informed me that the surrounding areas are in ruin. I see some people running now. In the opinion of this reporter, if this nation, or in fact the world, ever needed heroes, that time is now. That time is now.
Love that one.
Well, that does bring us to the Ducks there. Finally, there, Studio. Here we are. So, anything you'd like to say here before we hit the bricks?
Good night, Gracie.
No, okay. What a trip, folks. We laughed. We shook our heads. We stared into the digital void, and maybe it blinked back at us. We saw that AI can be a helpful friend or a mischievous little gremlin that eats your brain when you're not looking. Either way, it's clear no algorithm can replace the weird and messy and wonderful chaos of humans, especially humans with toys. From memes that make absolutely no sense to commercials that prove the 80s and 70s had some wild imagination, to new music made by me and AI. Tonight's journey was a reminder that creativity, humor, and a little bit of absurdity are the real power sources. So whether you're battling chatbots or scrolling through memes or just dusting off your favorite action figures, remember, keep your imagination loud and your coffee strong and your Wi-Fi, well, maybe a little suspicious. But on that note, let's close the circuit, flip the switch, and roll out the music, because nothing, and I mean nothing, replaces the sound of a human-made masterpiece. Thanks for tuning in, friends. Keep on collecting. Stay fantastic. And we'll see you next time on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. In the meantime, have a good journey. Buy my closer. There we go.
Special thanks to the channel supporters. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like, subscribe, and share the video.